1, 2, is the microphone on? You should be able to now hear and see the presentation. We're going to do some live streaming and take a look at some charts on this Wednesday afternoon. Seems to be a turnaround day with a good reason for it. So if you've got anything you'd like to speak about, please join me in the chat. It's going to have to be muted. All right. So good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. If you want to look at some charts, traders, in my trading room at Live with Oscar, take a look at the YouTube link. In fact, I think I can drop it in the room for you. This is probably the link that you need. And then you can see the charts that we're going to go over. Can you hear me loud and clear, Anno? Thank you, Anno. All right, so in another moment or two, I'll just wait another moment or two for some of my friends to show up, and then we'll, I guess, go over what's going on in the charts today to show us what to do tonight into tomorrow, which is kind of what I like to do, right? We need to know what to do tomorrow because yesterday doesn't help us at all. Can I please look at TLT? Sure, I'll take a look at that. Remind me in a moment to do that for you. So, S&P, well, we'll see what charts are behind me first. We'll take a look. All right, let's see. We'll start with an S&P chart. I know I've got one sitting around somewhere. Yes. All right, so in last night's OMNI, if you will, we put out an OMNI every evening to tell people what we expect the markets to do the next day. So in last night's OMNI, we left a little note for our traders. So, you know, usually the idea of what I would like to do is on my OMNI page right here. Right, you can click my latest video, and then, of course, this is the important thing. It tells you what I expect for the day. And then I left the caution yesterday at about 6 p.m. at the opening. Caution, traders. ES and Nasdaq have just had 2 up days in a bear market. 2 up days in a bear market. That generally isn't good. All right, so I left that warning out there. We didn't buy anything today. As OMNI acts as a crowd, we decided to let this thing percolate. And lo and behold, let's go look at what happened. So here we are, and I wrote 2 days up in a bear market. In fact, my chart, look at this. In the chart last night was, what's this? All right, so now it proved to be just 2 days up in a bear market. And if we add in today's action, look what happened, right back down again. So 2 days up, and that's all it could handle. 2 days up, and that's all it could handle. And this, you had a little bit of a thing going on, right? So if you ever get past the second day, then it's called a bull leg in a bear market. But when you just get the 2 days up, lots of times that is the last day up. 2 days up, and back down we go. And you'll see that quite often in the E-mini S&P, unless it wants to put in some kind of a leg, and then it'll rally. But in this whole down sweep here, with the exception of once when we had a leg for about 5 days, usually 1 up day or 2 up days is about all you're going to get. Right? The green ones are up days. 2, back down. 2, back down. This time was 1. This time was 1. So since this leg started, you've only, or since this whole down move started, you've only had 1 instance where you've had a few days up in a row together. Barring that, it has been 2 days up and back down we go. So we didn't buy anything today, and lo and behold, back down we did go. So that is what's going on at the moment in your E-mini S&P, and the likelihood is we'll be selling rallies for trading tomorrow and the next day. Let's look at what else we have out there. Crude, we'll look at that next. Oh, so for the E-mini S&P, by the way, for weekly traders, the longer term view, we are still above this 200 bar moving average. You realize that, right? This is the 3rd week now. 3rd. 3 weeks in a row that we are holding at this average. So Obviously, Wall Street is absolutely paying attention to that. But of course, us short-term traders, we're paying attention to this. What was that about? 2 days up in a bear market, down we go. That basically tells you this comes next. So that's what we're paying attention to because we're day traders. Whatever the weekly's doing, that's for fund managers. So let's now go look at that crude because it keeps popping up in front of us. Look at this crude chart. I noticed it last night. Now, granted, crude today for November is expiring, right? So if anyone needs delivery, they took delivery today. So today we kind of lay off. But the likelihood is because you failed so miserably at the 100 bar moving average, basically hit the 200, back to the 100, got under the 200 for a while, back to the 100, failing at the 200, down you go. All of that makes sense. Then, of course, you're in a channel, right? Look at the size of this channel right here. All of that makes sense that we're heading down. So you can sell the rallies in crude, especially if it tries to get somewhere near this 200 bar moving average. I don't think it'll get that high, but if you remove just the thought of the 200, look at the miserable failure at the 100 at the top of the channel, which was created by the failure of the channel that the failure of the average creates the top of the channel by that bar going up there. Boom. So now we have a top of a channel and down it starts to go. So we will sell major rallies in crude. I don't know that we would do that at this moment in time. And again, that's November. If we look at December, this would be, as of today, this would be the month that we would start using, not November any longer. And this is now this, right? It just expanded. It was here, but you went through it. All right, so you went through it. So what do we do about that? So, all right, if it wants to go through, let's see if there's some kind of expansion. Is that what's going on here? So we extend it out to here, to the top, and lo and behold, what do we have here? Nothing. Let's erase that. And here's what I like. There's a better one now that has formed. This is crude, so let's throw crude on there. So, crude oil. The two averages are still there, converging, right? Even that's dangerous, especially if they're cross. But I think this channel has morphed into this channel. Boom. I think that is the channel showing itself now, and we erase this one. That, I think, is our true channel, which gives us a lot of playroom in crude. And the important thing about that is right here. So I cannot see if you're typing to me in the chat room at the moment. I'll go back to that after we looked at these charts. There was also TLT. Is that what somebody asked me to look at? Let's go see what TLT looks like. And that's not going to work. Well, you want to be definitely not long bonds at the moment. This is just horrible. I don't think you actually need an opinion of this chart, do you? I think it speaks for itself. What a nasty chart. Ugh. Oh, well, I guess we could stick this right about there just to give it some guidance. TLT. 88 for me. That is just terrible. Anyhow, let's go back to where we were. All right, so I showed you the TLT. Why can't I stream on a higher quality? I thought I was. This isn't high quality. So, someone asked, why can't I stream on a higher quality? I literally think that we're streaming at HD is high quality as we can stream. Is everyone seeing this in not high quality, or is it just his reception, her reception? On point, maybe it's you. Because I tell you what, if I watch it on another screen, it looks pretty good. So I don't know if it's me not streaming. I know I'm using the best equipment. And it looks good to everyone else. I'm going to put this one on you, On Point. I can stream at a higher quality. How come you can't view at a higher quality? So, On Point, I don't know what to do about that. But if you want to get in touch with me, I bet we can figure it out. It's a little fuzzy where you look. What? Okay, so what platform are you looking at, Dano, when you say it's a little fuzzy? So I'm watching my YouTube and kind of looks good to me. I don't know. I'm sorry to say I don't know how to fix that. So if I go in here's the problem with too high HD. It gives latency. We're in markets that are moving. How much latency am I going to allow? You know, so this quality gives me latency that only lasts a few seconds. You go to HD, you got a 10 to 14 second latency, and when I speak, until you hear me. So I can up it, right, to a better quality, but that will create some more lag time in my speech. Last time you watched was 11 years ago. I have not changed anything. Hey, I have the same job I had when I was 18. I'm married to the same girlfriend I had when I was 18. I've got the same motorcycle I had when I was 18. Are you expecting things to change? There's a weird background noise. Oh, really? Are you hearing that right now, Sandy? Oh, so they need to click the little gear symbol setting at the bottom right, and they can up the quality themselves. Is that what you're saying, Billy? Well, thank you for that. I didn't know that. Appreciate that. So you're hearing noise. Is that on YouTube? Obviously it is. You're hearing a back, because here it's quiet right now. I mean, literally quiet. Maybe the air conditioning is on, but that's about it. All right, so natural gas. I can look at natural gas. Let's go. We'll just pull any random chart and throw natural on it. Oh, dear Lord. Thank goodness for natural gas doing this. I have been watching it at the 200. But you can see clearly the energies are working off the 200 ball moving average and the 100. So that's what the algorithms have been. That's what Wall Street's been using. I've been using them lately on crude and natural and stuff like that. So let's go take a better look. Oh, actually for Metastock, it's probably just NGZ2. All right, so we got your natural gas daily. Let's bring in a few more bars. Well, there it is, kids. I'm not the only one who can see this stuff. Look, you can see this. You don't need to draw the line to see what happened there. I mean, it's kind of as clear as day. So you took out major support and dropped below the 200 ball moving average at the same time. See that? So this is so let's give this some color so we all understand what we got going on here. That's this. No, do this, thank you. And then we have major support. All right, so boom. And we'll give it an arrow so I can point. There it is. 200 bar moving average and that support line have worked in conjunction with one another for some time. But now, opposite. Look at that, huh? So there's another channel, obviously, the channel that's building in this direction, right? It's easy enough. Something's going on right here. It's either this or maybe it's this, but something's going on right here. Yeah, that looks kind of like we could squeeze that in. You had one blow through at the top here, but no big deal. It was just one day out. So I think that's your channel under your 200 bar moving average below the trend line. So I'm assuming that the traders on Wall Street look at that and go, okay, that looks like a break coming, and down it went. So you have more downside. Nothing goes straight down, but that is for the moment and probably will continue. So that's what I think about natural gas. You know, so you wrote a message, Michael Cast, only 11 likes. Like and subscribe here, people. So one of the things that I'll tell you is I'm really, really good at analysis. I am not very good at marketing, obviously, right? Not many people are around. I am better at this than any clown you will ever find on the internet. I promise you, I am not some internet guy. I do this for real. I am better at this than anybody. But I can't get anyone to follow me. You know what I mean? I've got my loyal Omniacs that come to my room every day. Thank you. I don't know. It's like I have some kind of a disease. People don't want to see really, really good analysis. I don't know what to do about that. I don't spend my time advertising. I spend my time working on markets, trading with my Omniacs, and then working on markets again. And when I'm done with that, I work on markets. I don't spend my time advertising. I don't care about advertising. The important thing is this. If I take this and I stop watching the ball and I take my eye off the ball, we no longer have anything between us, right? What good is listening to Oscar? So I worry about this, not about advertising, but I will admit, it's really expensive to do this with such a little crowd that follows me. It's very expensive. You have no idea. I get beat up every month, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining, just letting you know. I don't know how to get people to come find me. I can help them if they find me. So there are kids out there with hundreds of thousands of views, but I'm not looking for, I'm not looking for a fan base. I'm looking for traders who do this for real, that are serious. So, fan base is a fan base. It's serious traders. And a small portion of that fan base. Those are the cats that hang out with me, and I'm very happy I've got that crowd. All right, so being that we looked at TLT, we might as well throw a bond chart out there somewhere, right? I mean, might as well get that done. I'm sure I've got one flying around here somewhere. There's got to be a bond chart here, maybe. It's going to be a big mess. My kids use this as well as me, but there's a bond chart saved somewhere. Oh, there's one of them. Oh boy, that looks about as bad as TLT, but there's another. I have a better looking chart than that. I promise you, I got a great chart here somewhere. 18, Bitcoin, 19. Oh well, what is that? That looks ugly. Oh, wheat. What a nasty. I've got a really cool wheat chart drawn up, but not right here. That wheat just looks terrible. 16 bonds. Boom, there we go. We have been using this bond chart together as Omniacs for years now, literally. Same chart. It's continuous. All the way up, I was using this chart to talk about how great things are. Bull channel lowers rates, right? Bonds up, rates down. Fantastic. This is a weekly. Months, years this went on, for years and years and years, and then we had our capitulation blow off top. And traders, if you know me, I came out with a video and this chart the night this happened and called it this. I said, that's it, kids. That is what I would call capitulation. You've just seen it. And I'll tell you what, since I put that out there, scam likely, since I put that out there, it sure has been capitulation because we were going up for years. Well, of course, nothing goes straight up, but if you look at this chart in its entirety, it was much lower. And it just kept going till it capitulated up here. So now that we had our capitulation, we have turned into the opposite bear channel where interest rates move higher and the bonds move lower. Exactly opposite. Let me get this out of the way. Exactly opposite of this channel. Right? Now you've got the opposite thing. You've got the opposite here. If I draw one, let's just do it. You've got the opposite type of teeter-totter here now. So if you had this, and this was a seesaw, if you will, teeter-totter, whatever you want to call it, in a playground, hopefully nobody will get hurt on my little teeter-totter here if they use it. So if up here you had bonds, if bonds are sitting on this side, well, up here are interest rates. It's the exact opposite. So that's what happens. The exact opposite of what you see on this side when interest rates go down as bonds go up. Well, and that was in here. Well, now we're here. Teeter-totter, it's already out there for you to see. Bonds go down when interest rates go up, and boy, oh boy, has that happened, huh? So now I have this red line here to show that that's the lowest we've been in a long time. Well, we've just taken that red line out. So that red line represents even more trouble for the bond market. Anyway, that's a chart we've been using for quite some time. Tesla. Don't know if there's anything we could say about Tesla right now. Last time I looked at that chart, it did not look healthy. We can look. So, this was my last stream. We did this. If you recall, we were right at this double bottom. And we said there's a possible double bottom today. It has done that so far. Bravo for Tesla, huh? We'll take it. We'll take it. Will this turn into anything more than a bear flag? I don't know. This last one, you know, I mean, you bounced, right? You bounced good before you came back down. Here, I mean, what is that? It's a weird looking possible flag, right? You go like this, you go like that, you go, well, that's okay. You can almost call that a flag. Nothing in technical analysis is going to be perfect because it is a fine art, not a science. So if we looked at that and thought maybe that was a flag, isn't this the pole? Don't we have a bear flag there? So we have to be a little bit careful. Let Tesla do what it wants to do, but that very well could be a bear flag. That should be blue. Both. Sorry. Blue. Blue, please. All right. So that is a bear flag. And it's got plenty of room to gyrate inside of that bear flag. All right. That's Tesla for now. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. You need to go away. Ziggy Beats, how are you? So, this is how I spend my life, by the way, which is why I tell you all the time, you should just hang out with me. I don't always show charts because it can, in order to show charts, I have to do live streaming so everyone can see them. when I do analysis, I need music cranking in the background so that it sends me off into another zone somewhere, and I don't even know if there's anybody in the room. And I can't do that on YouTube without, you know what I mean? You get copyrighted. So if I could somehow play music, I would stream all the time, especially when I do analysis. But I can't, so you guys got to take it when I'm willing to give it to you. But if you hang out with me in my live trading room, which is here, you can line up with all the rest of us Omniacs that are on this side, and where I'm always here conversing. And of course, I could snap charts in the room. They're just not live, but I can create a chart and drop it in the room for anybody at any time. Would Tesla not show a triple bottom on that chart? Well, so here, is this a triple bottom? Why? Because of this right here. So if this was, it's a daily, that's kind of close, you know what I mean? It's really close on a daily to call that a double bottom. So I just sort of said, all right, well, we'll just call that the double bottom. Because it's really close, you know, it's only a couple of weeks and you're back there again. So if you wanted to call that 3 taps, yes. I don't know if I'd call it a triple bottom. 3 taps on the knock knock. All right, so I guess here's what you can do. If you want to turn this into something more negative, how about we do it like this? Why don't we call it this now? Because that's what's starting to happen here. It is knocking on a door, or knock, 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 as I like to call it. So we'll change that. I just wanted to show you the concept. So knock, knock, knock. I promise you, if we keep knocking on Tesla's door, it is going to open. I promise the door will open. It's just a matter of time. And INTC. Do I ever look at indices? Excuse me. Do I ever look at euro, yen? Absolutely, all the time. However, it's not the tradable market it used to be. You know what I'm saying? That used to be something I traded from yen to Deutschmarks to everything in between. And then, of course, we went to the euro, which cleaned up a lot of the other currencies that you can trade. But between the euro, the Swiss franc, the British, you know, it's not what it used to be anymore. But yes, of course, I look at it. On this machine, it is 6E. So the euro, I think it's more exciting to look at the dollar than it is the euro. Here's your euro. Both. It is just in so much trouble. You can tell that they're having a lot more trouble with inflation in the United States because our dollar is the exact opposite. So let's just label this euro. No, I'm wrong about that because on Metastock it is, you know what? Symbol on Metastock is this, UROZ2. Symbol, when you're not using Metastock, is 6EZ2. Anyway, that just speaks for itself. Another bear flag has formed. That's all that seems to happen. Even if they're unorthodox, you get these weird looking bear flags and then the next drop comes. So look at this one. Right? It's something like this. I'll straighten it out. It's something in here. Well, I won't spend too much time making it perfect. Just the idea of the bear flag is there. Right? So we keep getting these. You get bigger ones. And then same sort of thing going on now, right? You just keep getting them. So you'd have to think more of the same. And when you get one of those bear flags close to the top of this channel, it seems to be an issue. See? Seems to be an issue. So I would think this is more fun to look at, the dollar. It's in a really killer channel at the moment. The bottom line is right here. Top line I just moved around because I was messing around with it, because it doesn't fit, obviously, right? You got to drop it all the way up there. But you keep bouncing off of this support right here, and it goes further. Let's do it like this. So you've got this, or you can tighten it up. But either way, you keep finding support on this dollar when it drops. And opposite of euro, wouldn't we want to be building this into a bull flag? Right? When there's flagpole right there, wouldn't that be some kind of a bull flag? Opposite of the bear flag in euro. Anyway, these are the things I'm looking at, or these are the things I notice when I pull up charts. You remember making a good amount of money following my euro trading? Well, thank you. I used to trade it all the time, Rashid, but it's been a while. Right, the volatility went out of it. Time check, 3:55. All right, we got 5 minutes until the stock market closes. 3702.03 last, E-mini S&P, all the way to the top left. Boy, that gold sure did reveal itself. We were in gold. This week we were short gold. It looks like you needed to be short gold each day this week. We got in gold, but then we were also in a really good E-mini S&P trade. The gold wasn't in our favor. The E-mini was. I let the gold go. We kept the E-mini. That worked out, but boy, gold sure did fall apart this week. Let's go look at gold. It's just ugly. You know what? I think I've got a gold chart somewhere. Really decent looking one. That's not it. That's an old chart I haven't used in a while. Is gold up here maybe? Yes. Look at this gold chart. This all week long, it just stayed inside this thing. And is just heading right to the bottom of the blue channel, keeping inside of the red channel. All week long. Easy giveaway all week long. I only traded it once. Stupid, right? So for those bear flags that I was telling you about, when you're in some kind of a bear market, those bear flags develop, and then the drop comes. So let's just make that uninterrupted and blue. So you see, it's, you know, just patterns, repeating patterns. Technical analysis is pretty strong if you know if you can spot the patterns. Sorry, it's the desert. You have to drink a lot here, especially when speaking. All right, so of course I will get my analysis done once the market closes, Eastern, 5 p.m. in another hour when the futures close. And then of course I'll do my analysis and we'll see what we're going to do tonight. Today, if it was early in the session, I would have bought a dip once the market went up to where it went up to and hit all the profit objectives. Second day up in a bull market, I am not buying dips, and here we are looking at the reason why you don't buy dips on second day up in a bull market. So we're down how much right now? Down 221 tranny, down 104 in the Dow, not dramatically, but it is down. Balancing of the books into the close. Look, they took the S&P a bit higher, meaning they had to do some buying to hedge their selling before the market closes. So S&P is now 5-6 points higher than it was earlier. All right. Any updates on Zoom? Let me take a look at Zoom. I know we've had Zoom in many of our live streams and in our seminars and stuff, our webinars. Zoom. It's ridiculous that I even know what all of these crazy symbols are. It's insane they make us remember so many symbols. Wow. Nasty. I remember this being all set up somewhere else, this Zoom chart. You know, not much to say here except for who would like that. The only people who like Zoom are the ones who own the company because they own a lot of the stock. Anybody else probably doesn't like Zoom. I don't even know where this fits properly. Maybe there. Nothing for me. Looks like it's going here. 68. I don't know. I wouldn't mess with it. It doesn't move enough for a stock that I would consider trading or analyzing on a daily basis. Absolutely great product. Zoom is fantastic. It's the stock chart that we're looking at. The company's great. So, Billy, this is kind of what I do every day of my life. Just come here, go to Live with Oscar. It kind of looks like this. Let me see. Kind of looks like this. Just go here, register, or log in if you already have a username. No credit cards, no nonsense. Once you do that, you just need to come join me by clicking Chat Live with Oscar, and that'll bring you, last thing you do is, I'm ready to go in the room. Click it. I'm going to turn it off because it's now going to boot me out of this room, which it already did. Too late. Let me just bring myself back into the trading room. This is what you would be doing to come meet me, by the way. 3709 now, E-mini S&P. 3710-ish. So, yeah, they had to buy to balance the books, obviously. So let's put this here, and let's go back where this was. And we'll go like this. That should help a little bit. And we'll move this back, and we are back. One click of a button, and that was it for me. I was banished from my chat room. All right. So, anything else, kids, you want to cover before I skedaddle and then start my analysis for this evening's trading for tomorrow? Check my phone. I did hear it make noise. I'm getting a secret decoded message from Dano. Let's see what we got, buddy. Oh no, I'm sorry. All right, so traders, my bad. We have our results in for the Omni's trading for last month. Each month we calculate the Omni trades as I put them out to the public, where the price went out, blah blah blah. So traders calculate where we bought, where we sold. Two different entities calculate them at the end of the month. They tell me about it, and if the two have the same number, I present that number to you. So what we have right now is we had a good, strong winning month in September. There's one day in question, whether we made this much money that day or this much money. Wasn't a losing day. We have losing days, of course. But on this day in question, they want to know, Oscar, what did you do here? You either made this much that day or you made this much. I've got to look at that one day, and then we'll have our results officially posted for you. So we did have another winning month in the Omni. And tonight, if I do a YouTube video, which I probably will, I'll give you the month results for last month. The Omni total for the month. Thank you, Dano, for reminding me. And no, I forgot to look at that day. I promise I will. All right. right, so this day is over. We will do this tonight, try to figure out where the market's going tonight, get into a trade, and most likely ride it south tomorrow. We'll see what the Omni says about that. Traders, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate having all of you with me. And if you want, be in my trading room in about an hour. I'll start my analysis, and we'll see what the markets are going to do this evening. No credit cards, no, you know what I mean, no nonsense. I don't play any games with you guys. So if you want to join my trading room, there's no advertisements, there's no anything. Just go in there and go to livewithoscar.com and join. Any update on my year-end target, Herman? I do not change my year-end targets. They are what they are. They stay that way. The year comes to an end. We're either right or we're wrong. But every time the market has a wiggle, you don't find me at the drawing board looking to see if I need to change something. So, point behind that is, and you Omniacs have been following me all this time, many of you, I give a year-end projection in the beginning of each year, and we've been right for like 15 years. I'm not changing anything. You know what I mean? Last thing I'm going to do is make a change. And we'll see what happens. Now, if we hit 52, which was the Omni target, I would have to think that we've released all the crude that the world needs. Inflation has come down, and what the third factor would have to be. Some lunatic is in my room. Hold on a minute. Let me just get rid of this basher. Not a basher, but they're just posting nastiness. Hide user from channel. Let's just report. Get out of here. You need to go. I don't know if you guys can see any of that, but somebody's posting nastiness about some porno site, some crap. Gotta defend that all the time here. All right. Anyhow, so traders, I'm going to just pull my charts and figure out what to do tonight. It looks to me, as I was saying, we had 2 days up in a bull market. I showed that to you. It definitely doesn't look conducive to a third day. That's probably not the chart. This one is. 2 days up in a bear market. If I said bull market, somebody shoot me. 2 days up in a bear market. Down we started to go. Very likely is that this will be Thursday's bar. Red and down. Now, doesn't mean it has to go that way, which is why we never, ever trade without doing something really, really smart. We take a stop, which is a stop loss, and we put that stop loss order in before we ever even get into a trade, so that if we are wrong, this lovely little creature right here called the stop knocks us out without us having to make any other decisions. Always put your stops in. I've started doing this at 18 years old, spent my whole life on the trading floor. I promise you, put your stops in, okay? They will save you to fight another day. So if we don't get this tomorrow and instead we get that, that's why you need a stop in, just in case the market goes in the wrong direction. All right, so always trade with stops and put them in first, and I think that'll help you in the future. There is one seat left open for OmniCamp. Thank you for reminding me of that, Dano. I've got 3 seats that I've approved. I will only approve 4. I've spoken to many people. In fact, I had a really great conversation today with a gentleman out of Australia, and I was approving him, but doesn't have his passport yet, so he'll have to take care of that and come to the next camp. So I don't approve everybody, and you do not have to have experience. You could be a complete novice, or you can have a lot of experience. It depends on what we speak about on the phone, whether or not I qualify you for a seat. So if anybody wants to come to OmniCamp, literally come to my site, Live with Oscar, let me know. Go to Omni Bootcamp, which is another site I have where you can fill out an application. I think simply it's this. Let me just open up a quick window. And that's only if you're really serious and you want to come out for a 5-day seminar hosted by me in my home office. This isn't for just anybody, so don't go fill it out if you just want to have a conversation with me. But if you go to Omni Bootcamp, you can just click here and start an application, blah, blah, blah. That's if you really want to join me. Otherwise, just come hang out in my free trading room and hang out with me. We'll get through these rough and tumble markets together. Traders, thank you for tuning in. I will see you tonight when I do my YouTube video and or in my live trading room when I do my analysis. Be safe out there, okay? Thanks for tuning in. I will see you tonight. Yeah, it is time for me to end the stream.